thought I adjusted right earlier. Let me go down a little bit. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. I'm Hawa Saipolt from Columbia, South Carolina, coming into you live. Of course, in my abode, in my front porch, I am home. Just in case you don't know me and you've never been to my channel, my name is Hawa Saipolt from Columbia, South Carolina. I've been in the travel industry for over 5 years. I started this business 5 years ago because of my passion and my love for travel. Travel is remedy, it's medicine, it's everything. When I'm stressed, when I'm happy, I'm gonna go somewhere. And it doesn't have to be international, it doesn't have to be something grand. It could be like a quick trip to the mountains, a quick trip down the street, you know, even going to hang out at the restaurant with my friends, that's good enough. Hiking, just getting away from the actual environment that I'm in day in and day out has always been a source of excitement for me. So that's why I am in the travel business. Hello Lillian, good to see you. Good morning. So I do want to come on to you live today because I want to talk about this. And I know this may or may not have happened to you. And if it has happened to you a lot in different airports, I would love for you to remember the situation, how you've handled it, how have you been able to resolve it, so we can help some of our viewers. So my channel is focused on talking about the travel business that we're in, working in the travel industry, how we're able to monetize from this online business, and how we're able to make money even when we're traveling, even when we're all over the world with our busy schedules. So this live is about you losing items at airports. Now, I have been traveling for a very, very long time. I traveled, I immigrated to America at a very, very young age, but I don't really count that as travel because I really don't have any recollection of that. But my first time traveling officially was when I was between the age of 17, 18, going to St. Petersburg, Russia for the first time for a school exchange, and I was in high school. And that same year, we went to Vietnam, or the summer after, we went to Vietnam for the first time. So that was the first time that I got to visit my home country. So that took about 36 hours flying from Columbia, South Carolina. I don't remember where exactly we went. No, we flew all the way to California, to LA, didn't know what we were doing, and waited 12 or 14 or 16 hours somewhere. I believe it was in either China or Japan, and made it back home. It was 36 hours. So I remember back in the day when there were not a lot of flights available, and it would take us more than a day and a half to get back home. Now it's different. Now if we leave out of Colombia, we can get back to Vietnam about 20 to 24 hours, right? So I have traveled a lot. I've been to Vietnam at least 10 times. I've been to Vancouver. I've been to Paris. I've been to just different countries. I've flown to Jamaica. I love the Caribbean islands. I've been on a lot of cruises. So I've traveled. So thank you so much for all the comments. So I've traveled a lot. So let me tell you, even now in my 40s, I made 2 mistakes this year. I want to share them with you, okay? Losing items at the airport. The first mistake was the first time I went, not the first time, but probably like months and months ago. I think it was last year. Yes, when I flew to Dallas, I actually left my laptop at the airport, and it was at the claims department. You know how you get off the airplane and you go to baggage claims to get your bag? So I was actually flying into Dallas, and this is at the DFW, so things work different at different airports. But I want to talk about going to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, DFW. So I was at DFW. I was sitting in the baggage claims and getting my bag. I got distracted. I had my laptop out to work because I work from my laptop, and for some reason I put my laptop behind my chair while I was waiting for my luggage. Well, when my luggage came out from the belt, I got my luggage, walked off, and I actually had to go to meet someone immediately after that event. And actually, I was flying, was it Delta? And my flight was delayed. So I guess I was distracted, and I was trying to make it to my event on time. And because of that rush, I did not pack my laptop. Now, can you imagine losing your laptop? Who has lost their laptop before? And I work from my laptop. It's almost as bad as losing your phone. I was thankful I had my phone, but when I arrived to the event, I went straight from the airport to get my car rental. I took like an hour and a half to get my car rental, get in my car rental, get to the place. I'm changing in the car because I have a presentation to do. I look into my bag and I had no laptop. So at this moment, I'm freaking out. I do travel from my laptop. All my clients' itineraries, all the things I do from my laptop was all in there. And here I need my laptop for my presentation. So I was really freaking out. So what to do? What do you do when you lose items at the airport? So I've had two incidences, right? This is that one time, and I actually found my laptop. And then I have a second incident. This happened most recently during this the weekend ago, where we had July 19th, when we were having the outage, the IT outage. You know, that was worldwide, and I was actually flying. I actually lost my luggage and my backpack at the airport. So two things happened. I lost my laptop the first time, and I luckily got my laptop back. The second time around, this is the more severe, I turned around and my whole pink luggage, including my backpack, was gone. I just looked around. I went somewhere real quick to plug in my phone, to charge my phone, looked around, and it was completely gone. So I'm freaking out. So now I'm going to give you some great advice for DFW when you lose your items. First of all, if you lose your item and you have left the airport, the thing you should do is you call the airport lost and found. And because DFW is the hub for for American Airlines, that's who I flew in with. They have a separate number for American Airlines. That's if you have lost something in the airport, in the airplane, or anywhere near the gates and stuff like that. That's where they will report your items or get your items to American Airlines. And then they have a separate phone number for DFW lost and found. And you know, at DFW there's a lot of different terminals, so you have to let them know which terminal that you are at when you lost your items. In my case, they found my laptop and they have dropped it off at the terminal B. But I was there all weekend. I called 2 to 3 times a day to talk to different people on where to locate my laptop. And this is one thing I have to tell you. My tip is for you to be really consistent about calling. And don't give up, because one time I called the attendant at the lost and found, and he literally got mad at me and said, "Ma'am, what do you want me to do? I can't help you. You already asked me this question," right? But don't get your feelings involved, because this is your laptop and this is your life. You need to find what it is you're looking for. So I would call back and see if you can find somebody different. So the final day, the third day, when it was time for me to leave, I called them again, because what they'll do is they'll ask you the description of your laptop. What does it look like? And when I went to the lost and found, I'm telling you, they had shelves and shelves and shelves of backpacks, luggage, all kinds of things that people leave. So I'm glad I'm not the only one, but it was shelves. And what I learned is that they do put it in the system, your items that you've described. But if you have somebody working at the airport that isn't, I like lack of a better word, lazy, they're not gonna go out of their way to look for your items. Okay, and my laptop is gray. It had a huge picture of my family on there. I mean, I was like, for sure you can find my laptop. And they just refused to really look for it and say, no ma'am, I don't see any of the items, it's not there. So finally, on the final day, they were like, what is your VIN number? What is your VIN number? And for some reason, luckily, I have an iPhone. And on my iPhone, when you look for information under your iPhone, it's connected to my Apple and my laptop, my MacBook Pro. So if you have a MacBook or anything like that, link all your devices together, because I don't even know how I thought of this, because I can tell you, like, I had to learn to be technological in my travel business. And I've been doing this 5 years and I'm still learning, right? And this happened like last year or even earlier this year. I don't know my time frame, but it was months ago. It's recent. And I was calm about it, but I kept calling, I kept asking, because they have different locations in which your lost and found could be at. And I also filed a missing items report with the airlines, okay? So I did everything that I was supposed to do, but I called, the guy was like, what is your VIN number? And oh my gosh, I actually found my VIN number. It's a long, like 16 digit. And need a set of VIN numbers. And I was able to read it to the representative there. And he says, I have your laptop. And I had 2 hours left. 2 hours left before I had to catch my next flight. So I literally dropped my car rental off, got to the lost and found, and it was far. The gate was really far from my gate to leave. And I was able to go to the lost and found and find my laptop that way. So that was the first time. Now the second time, this is going to help somebody, and so I hope that you leave some comments below if this has happened to you, and let me know how you were able to retrieve your items. And I just still can't believe I got my laptop back, because that is my life, right? I was starting to freak out anyway. I was so happy. That was a big achievement. I was like, thank you God for being on my side. So this time around, now during this time, I have traveled the world, and I like to think that I haven't made any major mistakes while traveling, but this is one of them. So just be humble and just know that this could very well be you. No matter how well planned you are and how careful you are, this could happen to you. And I literally was sitting at a set of chairs, and there were delays back and forth due to the outage. I had a 4 o'clock that was moved to a 5, that was moved to a 5:30, a 6 or whatever. So I moved from one gate to another gate. But besides that, I was just sitting at a set of chairs, and I didn't want to lose my spot, because at this point it was crowding. There was a lot of people. They're looking for places to sit, right? And because everybody's having delay issues. So I looked over like another set of chairs. You know, there's a middle console or area where you can plug in your phone, plug in your laptop, so you can charge your items. So I'm thinking, I can see my stuff right there. I want to save my spot and go over here and work. And I was so proud of myself, because I was actually working from my laptop, and I was sending quotes. I was registering my bookings, and I had like 11 cruise bookings that I need to register into my back office so I can collect my commission in the future, right? I was excited, but as I was focused on my laptop and had my phone plugged in, I did not pay attention that somebody took my luggage. And I had my backpack on top of my pink luggage, okay, my roll carry-on. And so when I was done, I was like, okay, I'm tired, I'm done. I went over to where my luggage was, and it was gone. My first thing is, oh my gosh, who stole my luggage? Who the freak took my stuff? I'm thinking, but outside I was calm like this, right? I was like, and I'm like thinking to myself, who the heck took my stuff? I asked the people sitting, they're like, hey, did you see my luggage? And they were saying, no, we sat down, there was nothing here. So the first thing I'm gonna tell you to do is to go to the closest counter, which I did. Across over here, you know, they have the gate counters that they can service you. There was nobody here, so I went across, and they said, the people that were working there, they're like, well, you need to go to baggage claims. I went to baggage claims, and so then you have to walk out of the gate, exit out of the airport into the baggage claim area. Now, let me tell you, if you leave the airport area and exit out into the baggage claims area, you are now considered on the outside of the airport, okay? So you have to make sure that you have your credentials. Luckily for me, I had my purse, which has my ID. So you need to make sure you have your passport or ID with you. If not, do not leave that area or the gate, because then you can't come back in. So I went to the baggage claims. She don't have a freaking clue what I'm talking about, where I lost my stuff. So this is where I learned something very, very valuable. So number one is do not ever leave any of your items. Even though I've traveled the world, have a lot of experience, I was tired and I don't know what I was thinking. I did it. Yeah, I did it. Oops, you know, and then the lady at the baggage claims that was working there had the nerve to tell me, well, don't leave your stuff there. I was like, no, shit, lady. Hello. Obviously, I know not to do that. Way to put salt on the wound. I was like, obviously. But anyway, I digress. So that's number one, is do not ever leave any of your items out of sight. Always have to be next to you. Because what happens is the airport police will collect all your items. If they see unattended items anywhere at the airport, if they see nobody next to an item, immediately they will collect your items. Okay, so the airport police, that's what they do. So aside from them making sure you're safe at the airport for emergencies, they take unattended items. I learned something new this time. That's the first thing, don't leave. Second thing is that they do that. Third thing is at the DFW airport, on the walls of where you are, if you start paying attention as you walking from gate to gate to gate, on the wall are traditional phones that you can pick up. You know, the traditional phone with the string attached to it, right? Not an actual cell phone. You pick up the traditional phone, and there are a few buttons for 911 for the airport police, lost and found, and something else for customer service, something else you need. I was just paying attention to things, airport police and lost and found. So when I was in the baggage claims, I had to use that phone. So that's what you need to do when you lose something. The first thing you have to do at DFW is to locate those phones, okay? Don't ask anybody else, because they don't know. They're gonna tell you the exact same thing, which is to contact lost and found. So I picked up, called them, lost and found. Lost and found said that, hey, we don't have it, but the airport police more than likely have it. So they sent me to gate B23, whatever. I had to go through TSA. Now, this time I went through TSA 3 times because I didn't know what I was doing. So I am on this live right now to help you to not go through what I went through, okay? First of all, you need to locate where your items are. If it's on lost and found, they're gonna tell you where to go. That's number one, right? To figure out. But if they say the airport police, well, I had to go back through the TSA the first time, and they said B23. Now, all the gates, they have B21, B22, B23. These are all the gates, right? Did you know that on the walls inside of the airport at DFW that they have offices on the wall that actually have labels of the different numbers that coincides with the gate? So when I was looking at B23, I was like, there was no label for police, but there's no label for airport police either. So the girl gave me the wrong office. I knocked on it, can't find it. So I'm like, what is going on? So I found another wall phone, called again. She said they're in B25. I'm like, oh my gosh. So she said, but it's on the public side. I'm like, the public side? What do you mean? What does that mean, the public side? I thought I'm on the inside. What she means is actually the inside is where people are flying. The outside is when you exit into the baggage claims area. Now you are considered, I guess, on the public side. Okay? So what I found is, in order to get to the airport police at DFW is actually on the public side. So go through the exit of where you need to go for the baggage claims area. So instead of taking the left at the B terminal, I was supposed to take a right, but I didn't know where to go, and the people there did not help me. So what you need to do is look to your right at the B terminal, and on the walls of the doors are going to be small little labels that says B23, B25, and actually the airport police was at B27. So even then, they gave me the wrong freaking number, and I was really, really lost. Lucky for me, after the third time of going through, of giving wrong instructions, having to go to TS3 for the second time, I finally knocked on B27 on the inside gate, and the airport police came out, and he can see on my face the look of being lost, frustrated. He was explaining to me why he can't give me my luggage on the inside. He had to give it to me on the other side, so that way I can go through TSA again. That is their policy, okay? I'm not making this up. He was so nice, even though he could be nicer. So if he's watching this later, thank you, but you could be nicer. But you know, my boyfriend said, well, you know, maybe because he's been working here for a long time, and they probably get BS like this all the time, so it's hard for them to be always nice, right? Anyway, he said, let me just walk you. So we walked out and exited the airport again, turn right, keep walking, 2, 3, 4 more doors. And let me tell you, these doors, they look suspect. They were gray doors, no signage of police, airport, lost and found, none of that. And then I had to sign a piece of waiver saying I picked it up. There was no lost stuff in there, And then I proceeded to go through TSA for the third time. So I learned something new too. The people that are working at TSA at your counter checking your passport and your ID, and the people checking you through the belt, you know, to make sure you don't not carrying any weapons going through the machines, right? They actually switch position, I guess every 30 minutes or so, because those same people were switching locations of where they're working right within the TSA section. So that was kind of fascinating, because that's what I learned. And I was like, man, they're like, what is this girl doing? She's walking through for the third time, you know. Maybe they happen often, and I don't know, but anyways, those people there are a little jaded anyways, because they've been working there for a while. None of them were excited to be there, you know, because I walked through for the third time. Anyway, so I want to just come on to tell you of my experience at DFW. So if you ever lose your items, just know and make sure that you go ahead and have all your devices. Get the VIN numbers. Have it somewhere where you can find it, because that's how they were able to locate my laptop, because that's the first thing they do is to pick up your devices, and they actually input the VIN number in the system to, I guess, log in all the laptops. Because when I went to Lost and Found the first time, it was a huge, well, it wasn't huge, but it was a room, and it had lots of countertops, lots of sections, and all I could see was bags, backpacks, all kind of things that was in there, lots of laptops, phones, I mean, you name it. So thank you for returning my laptop there, because that's how I was able to find it back. And this time I was so thankful. I found my bag literally 1 hour before I had to fly back home. So that was my experience this last time. And then when I came back home, I put my luggage into that location, right, where I was flying out of Dallas, and we were flying into Baltimore. And this is how travel works too. I was flying to Baltimore, and because of the delay the first time, not my fault, it was the airline, it was just the issues with the outage. It made me miss my flight in Baltimore to go back to Charlotte. So I had to spend the night in Baltimore, and that was my first time. It wasn't Baltimore, I'm sorry, Birmingham. Oh my gosh. I was in Birmingham, Alabama. So that was my first time in Birmingham, Alabama. It was a very, very small airport, much like Columbia Metropolitan Airport. Very tiny. I was looking for more gates, and there wasn't. But what I found is when an airline makes you late, you need to just go to the closest counter with an attendant and ask what to do next. Oftentimes, if the airlines are responsible for you missing your next flight, because mine wasn't going to fly into the next morning at 5:45, they will put you in a hotel. And they did a great job, American Airlines. They immediately put me at the Hilton Birmingham Airport Hotel, and it was a free shuttle. So I got into the shuttle, spent the night, woke up at 4 a.m. to catch my flight to fly back home to Charlotte. Well, amidst all of this, my luggage got, well, not lost, it didn't come with me to Charlotte. So I guess my luggage didn't make it on the plane with me back to Charlotte. So when I came back to Charlotte and I have to drive home, they did not have my luggage. So again, American Airlines was really, really good. They communicated, they emailed me, they let me know, hey, listen, your luggage has been lost, but how do you want us to deliver it to you? So I picked the option of saying, just deliver it to my door. So they kind of, when I reported it, they let me know every step of the way where, sorry guys, my internet just went out on me. I hope you guys can see me okay. So anyway, what I was gonna say is the airlines sent me information about my luggage, and they actually 2 days later delivered my luggage right to my door. And right now, I look frozen online right now. Maybe I'm not in a great place to do my live with you guys. So guys, that's it. I just wanted to hop on to share with you my story, how you can find your lost items at the DFW Dallas Airport. And if you found this information helpful, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell for next upcoming videos. Give me a huge like, thumbs up, because that's going to help with my channel. I appreciate you guys so much for watching and leaving all your comments and following, subscribing, and sharing my channel with other people. And then I want to say thank you for me being at the event yesterday in Charlotte, and I had some of my new Filipino friends come up to say, hey, I saw you on YouTube, and took pictures with me, and it was really nice. It was nice to see people wherever I go taking pictures, and I appreciate the acknowledgement. And for all those of you who are in the travel industry, I want to wish you the best. Don't ever give up on your dreams. Keep going after it. It's your dream, your time, your place. It is completely up to you to go after it and make it happen for you. And you know what? It's your life. It's your business. So live it out loud, live it bold, and make it happen for you guys. Thank you so much. You guys have an amazing day, and I will see you the next time.